For the Cambridge C1 Advanced Writing Exam, are proposals and reports the same thing? No. Seriously, no. Let's talk. First, let us focus on what proposals and reports have in common. They are both formal in tone, and they both need to be organised with subheadings. Oh, and both a report and a proposal question for the C1 Advanced Writing Exam will ask you to do 3 things. And yeah, that's it. There is nothing else that reports and proposals have in common. Students often think that just because reports and proposals are both formal and need to be organised by subheadings, that they are the same thing. But no, no, no. So, let's focus on the differences. Let us start by analysing the words report and proposal. Report can be both a verb and a noun. If you report something, it means that you describe a situation that has happened. Report as a noun refers to a description of something that has happened. Think, for example, of a news report. Both the verb to report and the noun report refer to a description of events. So, when you watch a news report, you want to see a description of the events that have taken place. If you are a news reporter, you are going to describe the events that have taken place. And hopefully, you're going to do so in a neutral and analytical way. Now let's focus on the word proposal. Proposal is always a noun. However, it does have a verb form, and that is to propose. Propose can have 2 meanings. The first one is to ask someone to marry you. The second meaning, though, is to make a suggestion. We can also make another noun from the same stem as proposal, and that noun is proposition. And proposition means suggestion. So, what does the noun proposal mean? Well, it is the noun for the act of making a suggestion. I think we can now all see a clear difference here. A report is about describing and analysing a situation in a clear and neutral way, while a proposal is about making a suggestion. In short, a report is neutral, while a proposal is persuasive. So, what is this going to look like in part 2 of the C1 Advanced Writing Exam? Well, let's take a look at both a report question and a proposal question, see what they ask us to do, and analyse the differences. This is going to be the best video I've ever done in my life.
Here is a report question. You have just finished a 3-week study and work program in an English-speaking country. You studied English language in the mornings and worked for a local company in the afternoons. The program organizer has asked you to write a report about your experience. In your report, you should evaluate the program, explaining which part of the program was more useful, and suggest changes you would recommend for next year's program. Write your report. So, in this report, we should do 3 things. 1. Describe the program. 2. Say which part of the program was most useful. And 3. Make recommendations for next year's program. In terms of structure, then, we could use subheadings like this: Introduction, the program, evaluation, recommendations for next year.
Now, you may be thinking, but Toby, this question definitely asks me to do more than just describe. And yes, this is true. A report for the C1 Advanced exam will always ask you to do more than just describe something. It even says that in the handbook for teachers. Look at this. It's literally written in black and white. But think about the emphasis here. The emphasis here is not on persuasion. It is on describing something, evaluating it, and then making a recommendation based on your description and your evaluation. Now, let's take a look at a sample proposal question.
There are plans to demolish an old and unused building in the town where you are a student. You feel that the building should be saved. You decide to write a proposal for the town council explaining why you think the building should be preserved, suggesting what could be done to modernize it, and saying how the building could benefit the local people. Write your proposal. In this proposal, we need to do 3 things. 1. Explain why we think the building should be preserved. 2. Suggest how it could be modernized. And 3. State how the building could benefit local people. In terms of subheadings, then, we could structure it something like this. Introduction. Why the building should be preserved. How the building could be modernized. How the building could benefit local people. Conclusion.
Look at this. Every single aspect of this proposal is about suggesting and then justifying your suggestions. It's a persuasive bit of text, and every single part of it is in order to persuade. This is very different from a report. A report wants to seem neutral. It wants to seem descriptive and analytical. Perhaps it will need to evaluate. Perhaps it will need to make a recommendation. But we're not trying to persuade anyone of anything. A proposal, on the other hand, is only persuasion. We make suggestions and we justify them. We don't pretend to be neutral because we're not. We don't want to seem neutral. Instead, we want to say to the target reader, I've got some ideas, they're bloody brilliant, and by the end of this proposal, you're going to agree with me. And that is the difference between a report and a proposal. If you liked the video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, leave a comment down below. My name is Toby, and this was Smash English.